Right. Well, I hope you can hear me. I've got a new wee microphone. Hello. You can probably hear it better when it's like that, but yeah, so I've got this new microphone. I'm out here just kind of near where I live, basically. Oh, bloody hell, this microphone wires just getting tangled everywhere. I'm gonna have to figure out a better way to to record these videos, but don't know if you can see here, I've got, oh shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out, because I'm recording on like a selfie stick here, but I've got my bike here with me. I'm kind of cycling out to this nice bench that I know, and it's just a nice day. I've got a day off, so I'm gonna go out, sit at the bench, probably write a little bit, journal, maybe come up with some ideas for the YouTube and stuff. Just have a chill time, you know. I've got a wee bag, some snacks and stuff, and I'll update you on my self-improvement journey as well, because this is going to be episode 2 of self-improvement in real life. So if you liked the first episode, there's a few people who quite enjoyed that. Just subscribe to the channel, and there's going to be more content like that. There's going to be some more also in like a lesson format, which is what you're probably more used to. But I think this is quite useful for just giving insight into what it's like to actually be on self-improvement. So like when you're going into it, you kind of know more what to expect. And I'm going to be as open and honest as possible, so that there's no like bullshit and stuff. But I'm going to get to that bench and put all those bloody cables and stuff away, and then figure out a smarter way to record. But I'll see you up there. Right, so I'm at the bench. You'll have seen I took a wee video of going like around, or I'm going to take a video of me kind of doing like a 360 pan of the area that I'm sitting, so you can kind of get an idea of the vibes. But I've just been sitting here with my journal, and because it's the second episode of self-improvement in real life, I thought I just kind of had like a brief sort of 5-10 minute reflection on the last week, and I just want to kind of explain everything and go through it, because I think it's all quite relevant, and I want to portray the idea that self-improvement journey isn't like smooth, it's not easy, there's always like ups and downs, and especially when you feel like you're on top and you're plain sail, and then something's going to come and chuck, like you're going to get rocks chucked at you, you're going to fall down, and it's the whole idea is how you get up from them. You hear these sayings all the time. It's not about how many times you get punched, it's how many times you get punched and then get back up or something, or how many times you fall and get back up. It's that type of thing. So the first thing I want to talk about is about NoFap, and the reason I speak about this so much is it's quite a big thing for me in my life at the moment. Is just that I hope you can still hear me over the wind. Actually, I've got the wee wind guard on my microphone. Anyway, the idea is to obviously no masturbation, no porn. That is the goal, and this is the second time this has happened, and it's about 5 weeks now since I've masturbated or watched porn, and I've kind of had this weird annoying thing that I keep doing. Is, you know, on Instagram, you go on the explore page, and then you got these sexy girls just like sitting there and just like going through their account and like scrolling that shit, and like that's kind of it's just like my old sort of Jeffrey brain coming back into things. And so I keep looking around, because I don't want to be sitting talking about fucking porn and masturbation while there's people walking by. And there's actually somebody coming just now, so I'm going to quickly change the topic and come back to that. What was my next thing? Yeah, so it's about emotions kind of coming over me and like taking over. Especially at rugby, I found this. Like, I've been quite good at containing it at some points, where in the past I would have just let it out and just started screaming at people. It's just sort of frustrations, and to be honest, even on Monday I was starting to scream at people, and afterwards I kind of realised that it would have been more helpful for me to actually, rather than just shouting at what people do wrong, to try and explain it to them in training. Right. Oh, never mind. But yeah, so it's about controlling the emotions I spoke about last week, about because the meditation kind of helped with that. I just fallen out of love with Headspace, the app that I was using, and it's just because every time I go in do a meditation, it's kind of like the same as it was last time. Like, the words are the same, as hardly anything different being said, and I don't feel like I'm learning anymore. I feel like everything that they talk about, it's baseline self-improvement stuff that I already know. It's like a very sort of dumbed down, and I feel like I've passed the point where I need that anymore. And so I've got this new app that my friend Jacob recommended to me called Waking Up by Sam Harris. I don't know the exact details on Sam Harris. I know that he's written a book called Waking Up, and Jacob seems to say that he went to live in a monastery or something for 5 years, so he knows his fucking meditation basically. And I'm doing the introductory course. Let me know if you guys have heard of that. But it just really teaches you like what meditation is and how to do it, and about consciousness. And there's so many sort of mini podcasts that he does, like 5-10 minutes, where he just talks about the different ideas of why we meditate in certain ways and how they benefit us. And I've actually just started loving meditation properly again. Like I mentioned in the last video how I was starting to see the benefits of meditation, but now I want to kind of take the next step up and actually understand what it is and get that deeper level of presence, which I know I've felt before. Because when people talk about it, I'm like, shit, yeah, I've done that before, and it's always like out in nature and stuff. So I thought that was really, really cool. Right, back to the nofap stuff. So like this morning and a few weeks ago, I was trying to take a nap and ended up just thinking about like almost like visualizing having sex and like thinking about what that was like and the sensations and stuff. So let me. Oh, bloody hell. So there's wee smudges on my camera I'm trying to get rid of. So yeah, almost like visualising it. I'm just sitting there in bed, just fucking horny as fuck. Like, man, it feels like a proper like degenerate thing. You think about like, I always say like a James Bond kind of guy. He doesn't do that type of shit. But the reason I'm not like pissed off at myself for like going on the explore page and looking at girls and sitting there lying just with a boner for like half an hour, being horny as fucking doing nothing about it and just sitting there, I feel like that's part of the process. Like, it's 7 years habit of masturbating, and probably watched porn for about 5 or 6 of those years. And breaking down the habit, I have to be compassionate and realise that it's not going to be fucking easy. Like, there's going to be stages where it gradually phases out. So I feel like I've kind of got control of the masturbation thing, but now it's still that sort of obsession over looking at girls on Instagram. And I've unfollowed a lot of, like, I don't follow half these girls, but it's on my explore page, and I know they're on my explore page, and I go on and I deliberately don't put, like, you know, you can click on the 3 dots and then you can click don't show me this kind of, I'm not interested in this kind of content. I've done that before, and then they'd come back in slowly, and I just didn't bother doing that again. And for me, it's I don't know, I'm just horny as fuck all the time. That's all I can think about. Fucking 5 weeks of not masturbating after fucking doing it for your whole life, it does shit. And it is weird. But I do, that kind of leads on to my next point actually. I've got that right here. Yeah, it's that body language sort of correlation to the nofap. For me, it's always like, that sort of sense of, like, it's never quite obvious, but you're slightly ashamed that you're masturbating and watching porn all the time, and you don't really realise it until somebody like myself or other self-improvement YouTubers kind of point it out to you, and you realise like, oh, it's a wee bit weird. Like, you don't think about the ultimate man sitting doing these sorts of habits, and you know, but when that shame's taken away because you're not masturbating, you're not watching porn, I feel myself just walking more upright. Like in Jordan Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, a book I'm not going to finish because I find it really long-winded and dragged out, so I'm going to find the book somewhere online somewhere and just read that. But the first chapter I did read, and it's talking about walking with your chest out and your shoulders back, and that like sort of that dominant body language of confidence, that feels almost like the default. It feels more natural, and I don't kind of sit all like recoiled and stuff. I'm quite happy to make myself big and look confident. I know, I'm not going to be stupid, I know fucking girls know this and recognise this. I spoke to a girl a few weeks ago that I was dating. She talked about this thing of female intuition, where basically, like I was saying, I've always noticed that when I go into these phases of self-improvement that I start getting more attention from girls. Like suddenly there's more girls like liking my pictures, maybe one in my DM, very unlikely because that doesn't happen very often. Start following me, they somehow find my page, start following me, all this sort of stuff. And she was like, yeah, that's female intuition, like girls can kind of tell. And I think it's that correlation into the body language. You know you're doing good stuff for yourself, and so that kind of transmits out into the world via your body language. I mean, I think it's like 90%, something ridiculous, of our communication is non-verbal. So it's body language, isn't it? And that's something I kind of like. I like to think about a lot more, like eye contact, body language, just just seeing people for what they're not, like being afraid to look at people or speak to people because I'm ashamed of myself, I guess, or just because I'm anxious. But I'm anxious and because I'm afraid of how I'm perceived. But instead, you realise that everyone else is also conscious about how they're perceived. And just being comfortable with other human beings, that's quite a fundamental part of our life, is being able to be comfortable with other human beings. So I want something I want to practice. You know what I mean? Let me just find the last. So what have we've talked about the nofap, the upset, the boner, Instagram, self-compassion, emotions taking over me, body language, meditation. Last point is really just nature, Just get back into nature. I've just recorded a wee short here a few minutes ago as well I procrastinated coming into nature for so long just because to be fair, I was just tired from training. That was my excuse. But I know I've got a bike here, so I don't know if you can see it, probably can. It's my dad's bike. I had it with me when I was in Glasgow, living on my own. Or I was living with my flatmate, but he was out, so he went back home, so I lived on my own there for a few months. So I had this bike, and I just remember this bench is always one that I think about. It's just a nice bench. Like I'll show you the bench in the video that I record of like the wee 360, but it's just nice here. This is the bench. I can't remember, I think I spoke about it in my childhood trauma video, where I wanted to come to this bench and sit and journal about it. This is the bench I was talking about. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm going to do I'm going to sit here for a few hours. I might meditate again. I've meditated this morning before I left, but probably sit and meditate. It's a bit annoying because there's all these, I don't know if you can actually see all these flies just flying about, but probably meditate and journal for a wee bit and just be present, bro. Anyway, that's the wrap up of episode 2. I hope it's not too long, but it doesn't really matter because I'm just gonna get the content out anyway. Like I said earlier in the video, just if you're interested in self-improvement, and I'm going to try and provide as much value on this subject as possible because I think it's the greatest thing I've ever embarked on, then subscribe to my channel. Put the notification bell on so you know when I upload. It's Tuesdays and Fridays for my usual videos. I'm probably just going to drop in these episodes just as and when I record them. So this is a Saturday now. I'll probably go home and upload it, edit it together and upload it. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.